Linea and Swift are teaming up to create a messaging system stablecoin that runs on the blockchain. How does this impact SWIFT's position in the crypto market? And are other possibilities being considered by SWIFT? So let's go into the details. I'll fill you in on all the details. Let's begin with this. This was all over the place when I woke up. An on-chain communication system and stablecoin are being developed by Linea and SWIFT, respectively. Here we go. Let's dive in. Indeed, what you see in the picture is accurate. An advanced on-chain messaging system and a stablecoin are being developed by Swift in partnership with Linea, a Layer 2 network that is Ethereum-capable, according to many reliable sources. The goal of this partnership is to increase the efficiency and security of global settlements by utilizing blockchain technology, which is part of SWIFT's larger ambition to connect traditional finance with blockchain. Also explains the specifics of working together. A stablecoin-like asset being developed by Swift and Linea for use by global banks, the interbank settlement token, has the potential to greatly increase the use of stablecoins among institutions. In addition to enhancing the audibility and transparency of blockchain-based financial communications, the alliance is concentrating on developing an on-chain messaging system. Initial pilot testing is supposedly being conducted by a number of major international banks with the objective of standardizing international money transfers and possible alternatives to Ripple's blockchain payments. While 75% of payments processed through our network now reach the beneficiary's bank within 10 minutes, there is still room for improvement in the last leg of the payment trip, the last mile, where obstacles prevent funds from reaching their final destinations. Complex reporting requirements, country-specific impacts, and risk controls, a lack of 24/7 real-time infrastructure, an error manual, and a fragmented process are the primary causes of these delays, according to our recent research. Find out what needs fixing in these areas, expedite payments across borders, increase efficiency, and propel the global ecosystem forward. The last mile in international money transfers is the portion of the process that is often the most inefficient according to Digital Perspective. Sound familiar? According to Pumpus, XRP, Significant News, Swift is introducing a whole new program to revolutionize consumer and small company payments. Our new initiative, which involves collaboration with major institutions, will facilitate retail payments across borders. According to X-Unknown DLT, a new standard for international money transfers was discussed in today's Swift post. The standard is XRP, and everyone knows it, but the timing is crazy. This, then, is his main point here. We are working with a group of more than 30 early adopter institutions to establish new regulations for foreign money transfers that will benefit both consumers and small companies. Participating institutions will pledge to be completely transparent about all payments and foreign exchange fees up front, to deliver the entire value promised, to have full insight into all transactions from beginning to end, and to commit to quick settlement whenever possible. So I'd be more concerned if this had happened, say, 4 or 5 years ago. At that time, Ripple's primary priority was payments. Now we're well beyond the payment phase, aren't we? The possibility of settling the tokenization of the stock market using XRP or another similar cryptocurrency is being considered. FX is what we're examining. Solutions in custody are on our radar. Everything from stocks and bonds to derivatives, real estate, and debt may be tokenized and brought onto the blockchain. An updated EVM sidechain is now available. On top of it, we're constructing all these DeFi layers. As I mentioned before, if this had happened 5 years ago, I would have thought, oh my, this could be a threat to Ripple's solutions. To be honest, I couldn't care less. Swift was bound to do something, of course. Be advised that these tests are merely preliminary ones. They are free to choose their own path. Curiously, they've decided to use Linea for this because many have previously hypothesized that XRP will naturally operate on the Swift network. Even if Swift and Linea decide not to work together on this, I still think XRP and RLUSD will cross paths. You may find Patrick Bet-David discussing this very topic right here. It had been a while since then. XRP has decided to abruptly take Swift's position. Assume that occurs. What happens if XRP takes the place of FedNow and Swift? This is where I can provide you with some figures. Swift is far slower and more expensive than XRP, whose ledger processes transactions in 3 to 5 seconds at almost no cost. Accordingly, Swift handles $5 trillion every day, or $1.25 quadrillion yearly. $4 quadrillion a year, in case you were wondering. Easy to learn. If XRP is able to grab 5% to 10% of volume, for example, 10% of volume, that's $125 trillion every year. Coincidentally, XRP demand might originate from any of these other technologies we've been discussing. If full replacement were to occur, analysts predict that XRP's price might reach $100 per token, with a market cap of $10 trillion, and even $1,000 in extreme cases. Whoever those analysts are, I'd wager they're also Ripple owners. For that reason, they are penning this. Listen up, analysts. I don't necessarily mean that you're completely correct, but that's a mark. It is a perspective on the potential outcomes of something. It would be highly significant if this were to occur. Several factors stand in their way at the moment. All right, Swift, a non-disclosure agreement, is also at your disposal. This was released by an individual within the XRP community, albeit I am unable to disclose their identity. Take a peek at the glass. I can't say for sure if Bearable released this. I find this to be genuinely fascinating. Next, they will show you Swift's lobby after showing you this picture. Take a look at this. Seems decent, doesn't it? Presumably rather near. In the XRP community, I've seen time travelers who have seen the future and can tell you what's coming. All right? In addition, Mr. Mann shared this. Thus, the BIS announced DC FinTech Week online. Behold the individuals involved. As far as I am aware, Ripple collaborates with each and every one of the players included. Ondo Finance, XRP, Bitstamp, Robinhood, Ripple and Citi, Chainlink and RLUSD. The following are a few of the most formidable challengers that will be there. The companies mentioned are Intuit, Ondo, Chainlink, Intuit, Robinhood, Davis Polk, Citi Circle, Gibson, and Dunn. That means Brad and his team have a major week ahead of them. The post alludes to online conversations on the DC FinTech Week spotlight participants, including Ripple and its extensive ecosystem links, as discussed on social media by the Bank of International Sentiments. Ripple allegedly engages with every participant, according to the tweet. Sure. No. Here we merely touch on the links, Bitstamp and Ripple, Robinhood. Connected to both Robinhood and XRP, Bitstamp serves as the main on- and off-ramp. Robinhood acquired Bitstamp, in case you forgot. That is essentially the XRP network. Ripple and Citi joined forces. Rumor has it that Citi has been in talks with Ripple and other financial innovation pilots about integrating blockchain technology. The RLUSD and DEFI markets are two examples of stable assets and coins that Chainlink's oracles frequently support. Then, with an eye toward compatibility with upcoming financial protocols, Ondo investigates asset tokenization on the XRP ledger. Here we have another document from Smoke. Approximately 95% of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, are dependent on market emotion rather than fundamental value, according to a report by the FMSB in September 2025. Thus, this is totally accurate. When you consider Bitcoin's practical application, what comes to mind, doesn't it? Bitcoin was formerly considered a revolutionary financial system or cutting-edge technological advancement. I assume that its primary function has changed to that of a store of value by now. Thus, it serves as a store of value solely for those who have the belief that it does. Additionally, new assets will emerge that serve as more than simply a store of value. They provide a variety of services, including payments and sometimes a bridge asset. Is Bitcoin something that financial institutions are looking to purchase? A simple means of preserving wealth, isn't it? I could also just go out and buy some gold. Would it be appropriate? Maybe Bitcoin, but maybe XRP, XLM, Chainlink, or HBAR as well. Personally, I think those possessions are worth a lot more in this world. No one is going to walk into a Starbucks and pay for their coffee with Bitcoin, so that's one thing about their potential application. I mean, you could say something along the lines of, "Hey man, I'm going to prove to everyone that this works," but would you really commit to doing that every day? I don't think you're doing it because it's annoying. This is painfully sluggish. It is expensive. Obviously, you will do the transaction using a stable coin or another simpler option. Plus, I just believe people are, well, insane. That concludes it, everyone. I really do not want this video to go on for 30 minutes. Allow me to fill you in on the latest developments with Choses Linea. Second layer of Ethereum, continuing testing with financial institutions on a stable coin. Everything will be revealed in due course. Trust me, I'll keep you posted. Like, share, and comment below if you enjoyed this video. Much obliged. This was transcribed using turboscribe.ai. Remove this message by subscribing to Unlimited.